But when that happens, it's something that plays in your head over and over and over again, wanting to have power over that person like they had power over you. So this is an incredibly healing moment for Allie, and for her to like stand up for the other girls too, because there's one testimony in here where this girl looks like she's about like 15 years old or something. I can't believe it. This is just like such a great moment for her, and I hope that she got a lot of healing from it.
Realizing that you are a survivor of sexual abuse is really hard to put into words. I cannot adequately capture the level of disgust I feel when I think about how this happened. Larry, you abused the power and trust I and so many others placed in you, and I am not sure I will ever come to terms with how horribly you manipulated and violated me. You were trusted by so many and took advantage of countless athletes and their families. The effects of your actions are far-reaching. Abuse goes way beyond the moment, often haunting survivors for the rest of their lives.
Yes!
Making it difficult to trust and impacting their relationships. It is all the more devastating when such abuse comes at the hand of such a highly regarded doctor, since it leaves survivors questioning the organizations and even the medical profession itself upon
what this essentially does to a person is, let's say something horrible happens. Obviously it did. Something horrible happens to her in Larry's office. If she speaks up and nothing happens, if it's happening to other girls and nothing happens, if it happens to you in general, you're sitting there looking around like, why is nobody helping me? How could this be happening? This is the U.S. gymnastics doctor. He should be going through several walls of defense before he gets to me. I'm an athlete for the United States Olympics. Like, it's like your brain just can't even fathom, like, how could this be happening? And she questions everything. And that means she's going to question a lot of organizations in her future as well. And sorry, guys, obviously, you know, I always have a lot to say about this stuff, but I kind of want to just let her talk.
I am here to face you, Larry, so you can see I've regained my strength, that I'm no longer a victim, I'm a survivor. I am no longer that little girl you met in Australia where you first began grooming and manipulating. As for your letter yesterday, you are pathetic to think that anyone would have any sympathy for you. You think this is hard for you? Imagine how all of us feel. Imagine how it feels to be an innocent teenager in a foreign country, hearing a knock on the door, and it's you.
Oh, no. Oh.
I don't want you to be there, but I don't have a choice.
Oh, no.
Treatments with you were mandatory.
Oh, no.
You took advantage of that. You even told on us if we didn't want to be treated by you, knowing full well the troubles that would cause for us. Lying on my stomach with you on my bed, insisting that your inappropriate touch would help to heal my pain. The reality is you caused me a great deal of physical, mental, and emotional pain. You never healed me. You took advantage of our passions and our dreams.
Damn.
You made me uncomfortable, and I thought you were weird. But I felt guilty because you were a doctor, so I assumed I was the problem for...
That is exactly what happens. When people in power abuse you, whether it be a parent, whether it be a teacher, anybody that you look up to, when people in power abuse you, a lot of times you'll just kind of blame yourself because everyone else is allowing it. I'm the kid. I'm naive. I'm not mature. They're in power. They must be right. I must deserve this. What a horrible thing to put on somebody.
I wouldn't allow myself to believe that the problem is you. Mm-hmm. From the time we were little, we are taught to trust doctors. You are so sick, I can't even comprehend how angry I feel when I think of you. You lied to me and manipulated me to think that when you treated me, you were closing your eyes because you had been working hard when you were really touching me, an innocent child, to pleasure yourself.
Say it!
Imagine feeling like you have no power and no voice. Well, you know what, Larry? I have both power and voice, and I am only beginning to just use them. All these brave women have power, and we will use our voices to make sure you get what you deserve. A life of suffering spent replaying the words delivered by this powerful army of survivors.
Yes!
I am also here to tell you to your face, Larry, that you have not taken gymnastics away from me. I love this sport, and that love is stronger than the evil that resides in you and those who enabled you to hurt many people. You already know you're going away to a place where you won't be able to hurt anybody ever again. But I am here to tell you that I will not rest until every last trace of your influence on this sport has been destroyed like the cancer it is.
I know I know this is like my channel and I'm supposed to be like narrating, but like honestly, talk your shit. Talk like, yo, is this super interesting, you guys? Yo, one in the chat, if she is slam dunking right now, I'm hooked on every single word. And like while I'm watching this too, I'm like, damn, I hope that like, you know, if there's some other really big piece of shit like this, that like there's other survivors that can like unionize like this and like get their power back, man.
Your abuse started 30 years ago,
okay,
but that's just the first reported incident we know of. If over these many years just one adult listened and had the courage and character to act, this tragedy could have been avoided. I and so many others would have never, ever met you. Larry, you should have been locked up a long, long time ago. Fact is, we have no idea how many people you victimized or what was done or not done that allowed you to keep doing it and to get away with it for so long. Over those 30 years, when survivors came forward, adult after adult, many in positions of authority protected you, telling each survivor it was okay, that you weren't abusing them.
You
motherfuckers. In
motherfuckers.
fact, many adults had you convince the survivors.
And then they basically told the girls that, oh, that's not happening to you, and Larry's still here. So what does that do? It tells you that what he did to you is okay, and then it invalidates your reality. And then you just feel confused. This girl, the way she's talking, it's like she finally woke up. She knows it was wrong. She knows that she never deserved it. Those feelings of shame and guilt that she has, you know, walked this earth with are not hers to carry, and she will give them back to Larry. I didn't mean to rhyme. I knew it was gonna rhyme as it was coming out, and I didn't mean for it to rhyme. I hate that. I hate it.
This is like being violated all over again. How do you sleep at night? You were the decorated by USA Gymnastics and the United States Olympic Committee, both of which put you on advisory boards and committees to come up with policies that would protect athletes from this kind of abuse. You are the person they had, quote, take the lead of athlete care. You are the person they say, quote, provided the foundation for our medical system. I cringe to think that your influence remains in the policies that are supposed to keep athletes safe, that these organizations have for years claimed, quote, state of the art. To believe in the future of gymnastics is to believe in change. But how are we to believe in change when these organizations aren't even willing to acknowledge the problem?
She's calling out the orgs and society too, as she absolutely should. Just like I was saying before, guys, trauma is an epidemic. And because of this one man, hundreds of women are now carrying feelings of guilt, shame. He just spread that trauma to 300 people. Think about that. Like, that's what I'm talking about when I say this shit, man.
It's easy to put out statements talking about how athlete care is the highest priority. But they've been saying that for years, and all the while this nightmare was happening. False assurances from organizations are dangerous, especially when people want so badly to believe them. They make it easier to look away from the problem and enable bad things to continue to happen. And even now, after all that has happened, USA Gymnastics has the nerve to say the very same things it has said all along. Can't you see how disrespectful that is? Can't you see how much that hurts? A few days ago, USA Gymnastics put out a statement attributed to its president and CEO, Carrie Perry, saying she came to listen to the courageous women and said, quote, their powerful voices leave an indelible imprint on me and will impact my decision as president and CEO every day. This sounds great, Miss Perry, but at this point, talk is cheap. You left midway through the day and no one has heard from you or the board. Carrie, I have never met you, and I know you weren't around for most of this, but you accepted the position of President and CEO of USA Gymnastics, and I assume by now you are very well aware of the weighty responsibility you've taken on. Unfortunately, you've taken on an organization that I feel is rotting from the inside, and while this may not be what you thought you were getting into, you will be judged by how you deal with it.
Yep. Okay. I want to know how
A
she
word
dealt
of
with it
advice.
afterwards.
Continuing to issue statements of empty promises, thinking that will pacify us, will no longer work. Yesterday, USA
Corporations, they love to put out these little PR statements, and they know how to minimize everything. They're like defense attorneys, just to keep everyone at bay, just to keep them all at bay. Imagine trying to hide a scandal like this. where hundreds of women were molested, manipulated, and sexually abused by one of your top-ranking doctors. Like, imagine. And you guys know how hard it is to get accountability from your mom